So, Chennedy Carter, the Chicago Sky's best player last season. I don't think you can really argue much about that. She was one of the best guards in the entire WNBA, and I am such a big fan of Chennedy Carter's game. Am I a fan of Chennedy Carter in general? Like, the one thing about Chennedy Carter is you get what you get with Chennedy Carter. She's Chennedy Carter. Like, you're either gonna get her, you're gonna get her at her best or at her worst. You're gonna have to deal with that if you have Chennedy Carter on your team. But with the Chicago Sky next year, we heard nothing about Chennedy Carter being re-signed by the Chicago Sky, even though she clearly wants to go back. But the thing when it comes to Carter is that with the way their GM's been talking, it seems unlikely that Chennedy Carter is one of the players that the Chicago Sky are going to be bringing back into it next year for the Sky, because the GM has talked about wanting length. The GM has talked about wanting shooting for their wings. And what is Chennedy Carter not? Length or shooting. The only thing is when it comes to Carter is that she is a restricted free agent. So if somebody else offers her more money, the Chicago Sky can match. But like, I don't know what is going on with that. And also, look at her last tweet. Well, it was deleted, but Chennedy Carter tweeted this. "Oh, believe I'm going to fill it up next season. Can't wait to see where I end up. Thank God for this truthful talent." It sounds from this tweet that Chennedy Carter is almost certainly Gonzo from the Sky. Almost certainly Gonzo Ball from Chicago Sky. And the problem, I will say one of the problems with Chennedy Carter is that there's no like biting her tongue. If the Chicago Sky, if her agent said to her, like we've seen the text between her and her agent, like she has shared text between her and her agent publicly before. It's like there's no closed book. Like if her agent said, look, the Sky don't want to keep you, I could guarantee you within 45 seconds, there will be a tweet out about that, which is probably this. I reckon, for me anyway, I would think it could be a situation where the Sky got word Jewel Lloyd wants to come. Jewel Lloyd and Chennedy Carter probably can't play together. You've got Jewel Lloyd then playing as that Chennedy Carter role. Chennedy Carter, see ya. Less off-court issues, even though there are off-court issues right now with Jewel Lloyd, but historically there's been none. And you could probably sign her as a restricted free agent and then trade her. You could sign, like just like in the NBA, I reckon sign and trades work. If you can sign and trade Chennedy Carter, as I've always said, it's like trade down in the draft. Like maybe you could go and, with that trade with Seattle, 9 and Carter for Jewel. Carter and 10 for, Carter and 3 for Jewel and 9. Jewel 9 and a 2026 first, maybe? Because Seattle will be good in 2026. Because Seattle have LA's 2026 pick, so they could just say, you know what, we'll give up our pick because we're going to be better than the Sparks. So that would be an interesting trade. You get a first pick for next year, something like that could work maybe. And then if you're the Storm, you can get Chennedy Carter. And if it doesn't work out, screw it. Thought she'd delete a tweet out to get a screenshot. She goes wherever gives her the most money. If Chicago offers her more, she'll stay. Remember, Chennedy doesn't make that much outside of basketball for him to still take less money. I mean, she makes all her money in China. Hope the Sky doesn't bring her back and doesn't lowball her. Sky brings her back and doesn't lowball her. The problem with the Sky is, if you want to go for a big free agent, you can only pay one of Onyenwere or because you have Mariah Jefferson on the worst contract in the WNBA, including Katie Lou. If you want to go for a big free agent, and Banham's under contract too, you have to basically choose to pay. If you're going to pay Onyenwere could want a lot of money. Like, she could want a lot of money. And that's what the tough thing is like, if you overpay Onyenwere, you're going to struggle to keep Chennedy Carter. But I think they're probably, it's just, the fit isn't there, especially, or maybe there's, if they want to go for it this year, Carter and 10 for Jewel Lloyd. Like, that would be an even enough trade if they still want to make that third pick. If they want to go Carter and 10 for Jewel Lloyd, who, because it's a 1-year deal, you're never going to have to give up too much to get these players. So Carter and 10 for Jewel, and you keep Jewel Lloyd. You get Jewel Lloyd before free agency. You then draft Olivia Miles. Jewel Lloyd, I get it. She couldn't shoot last year. Jewel Lloyd will be able to shoot. Then you've got point guard, Olivia Miles, shooting guard, Jewel Lloyd, small forward. You've got Onyenwere, or if Onyenwere shoots like she did last year, Onyenwere at the 3. At the 4 and 5, you've then got Cardoso and Camilla. Off the bench, you've still got Rachel Banham. You've got Lindsay Allen as your bench point guard, who's a good bench point guard. And your team's looking better then. You got Elizabeth Williams, who's one of the best backup bigs, who will be one of the best backup bigs in the entire W next year. And whoever you get in free agency. Maybe you can go for, like, if you're looking off the bench, then if you're looking for like shooters and experience, Sammy Whitcomb off the bench could do the job. Maybe try to bring Sloop back, something like that. So the Sky are in a decent enough position. And obviously, the Chennedy Carter tweeting stuff about, basically tweeting that she's already left, is a sign that she's probably already left, because, well, it is what it is. Like, that's what's happening. If Chennedy Carter tweets out something, there's probably no, like, thought put into it. She's probably just tweeted what she felt, which is, again, one of the positives and the negative things when it comes to Chennedy Carter, is that, like, you can see it is she doesn't have any filter for better or for worse. She will tweet whatever the hell she wants, which is a positive. But Chennedy Carter for the Storm will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where she goes, because if we're looking at fit, like, you need a coach that's going to be able to get her at her best. And I don't know what coaches are going to do that. Unless there are two. There is one place where I would be scared to see Chennedy Carter go. The Aces. That is my weird theory, is that the Las Vegas Aces are going to find some way that they can go out with a starting 5 of Chelsea Gray. They're going to have Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Aja Wilson, Jackie Young, and find a better center than Kia Stokes. Just anyone better than Kia Stokes. And then Chennedy Carter off the bench. That would be dangerous. That's like the one scenario where I think the Aces have a shot next year. But anyway, yeah, almost certainly it looks like Chennedy Carter is gonzo.